Threads of transformation. Ethan Caldwell's life had been a series of dark chapters. Diagnosed with autism, dyslexia, and dyscalculia, he struggled in school, where he was often labeled as slow and disruptive. These labels, combined with an antisocial personality disorder, pushed him to the fringes of society. The bullying and constant misunderstanding fueled a growing anger within him, leading him down a path of petty crimes, escalating into more serious offenses as he grew older. Ethan's criminal activities eventually caught up with him, and he found himself serving time in prison. It was there, in the isolation of his cell, that he began to reflect on his life. The harsh environment forced him to confront his actions and their consequences. He resolved to change, though he had no idea how. Upon his release, Ethan faced a world that seemed determined to push him back into the shadows. Jobs were hard to come by for someone with his record, and the few opportunities he found ended quickly due to his difficulty with reading, numbers, and social interactions. Desperation began to set in, but then he stumbled upon an unusual job posting, a charity run by a group called the Stitch Witches, seeking individuals with unique perspectives and untapped potential. Intrigued and with nothing to lose, Ethan applied. To his surprise, he was invited for an interview. The charity operated out of an old, sprawling mansion on the outskirts of town, a place that seemed to hum with a quiet, welcoming magic. Ethan's interviewer was Alara, the leader of the Stitch Witches. She was an older woman with kind eyes that seemed to see straight into his soul. "We believe everyone has a gift," she said warmly, "even if the world hasn't seen it yet. Tell me about yourself, Ethan." He hesitated, then began to speak, haltingly at first, about his struggles with reading, numbers, and fitting in. He expected her to dismiss him, but instead, she listened intently, her expression never wavering from one of genuine interest and empathy. "Welcome to the team," Alara said with a smile after he finished. "I think you'll fit right in." Ethan was stunned. For the first time in his life, someone had listened to him without judgment. He began working with the Stitch Witches the following week, helping with various tasks around the mansion. The work was soothing, the rhythmic motions of sewing and stitching providing a kind of meditative calm. What surprised Ethan the most was how Alara and the other witches valued his input. During one of their project meetings, Ethan suggested a new pattern that could make their handmade blankets more appealing to younger people. He expected the usual dismissal, but instead, Alara's eyes lit up. "That's a fantastic idea, Ethan. Let's try it." His suggestion was implemented, and the blankets became a hit. Encouraged, Ethan began to share more of his ideas, from marketing strategies to design concepts. Each time, the Stitch Witches listened and incorporated his thoughts, boosting his confidence and helping him realize his potential. One day, as Ethan was working on a particularly intricate tapestry, Alara approached him. "You have a gift, Ethan. You see things from a perspective we might never consider. Your ideas have transformed our projects." Ethan looked up, his eyes reflecting a mixture of disbelief and gratitude. "No one has ever trusted me like this before." Alara smiled gently. "Sometimes, all it takes is someone to believe in you. You've always had the potential, Ethan. We're just helping you see it." The acceptance and encouragement Ethan found with the Stitch Witches began to heal the deep wounds of his past. His antisocial tendencies softened as he experienced genuine human connection for the first time. The structure and creativity of sewing helped him manage his autism, while the supportive environment allowed him to navigate his dyslexia and dyscalculia without judgment. Weeks turned into months, and Ethan became an integral part of the charity. He helped expand their reach, bringing in new ideas and innovations that made their work even more impactful. The Stitch Witches had not only given him a second chance, but had also shown him that his differences were strengths, not weaknesses. In the embrace of this magical, understanding community, Ethan Caldwell found a place where he truly belonged, a place where his voice was heard, his ideas valued, and his spirit healed. The dark chapters of his past were not forgotten, but they were now part of a larger, brighter tapestry, one woven with threads of redemption, acceptance, and newfound purpose that set up Ethan with all the tools needed to take the next step into a brighter future. The end, and hope you enjoyed the story.